Eat it. You gotta really eat it.
Hello?
Yeah, push the button.
You gotta press the button.
Alright.
Talk louder.
1, 2, 3.
Use this one. Use this one. All right?
I'm gonna yell.
Just yell. Use people's mic. Mic check. Mic check. Take it.
I don't know how to do this in mic check, but
I don't know how to do this in mic check, but
I think today, when the MBTA voted for the fourth option or third option, I think it was a real testament to the fact that they can find the money somewhere, but it's actually a choice that whether or not they get it from the 99% or the 1%. The fact that they found certain funds from unknown accounts of the motor vehicle inspection fees
Right.
or snow removal funds, that's our money, right? And they will only use it because people suggested it, actually shows that they do have the money, they will come up with it, but it's actually not enough, and they will not actually take it from where it should come from, which is the 1%. They'll keep taking it from the 99%. They'll keep taking it from fare hikes and cuts to services and layoffs. Their idea and their conclusion was actually, let's push it the furthest extent we have to cut out 58% of bus lines, to lay off hundreds of workers, to raise the fares of students, where it's not enough that you have public schools being cut left and right in communities, mostly black people, where they've never actually ever stood in the cold waiting for a bus in Dudley Square without heated bus shelters. They've never actually been a worker who's lost their life actually repairing the lines to make the system run. They've never actually waited, humiliated as a disabled person, because every bus that runs through isn't friendly to people in wheelchairs. They've never actually had it. They never actually pay for the tea. So their priorities are completely opposite. The fact that they're saying we're going to wait 1 year until we put this on the plan, despite the fact that thousands of us protested against this, while their main discussion is how do we put forward the 3 strikes law, which is a racist legislation to imprison more people of color in Boston, in Massachusetts.
Sure, there's a long stack, but I'm John. They're not really
and actually funnel more of our money into private prisons. The cost of the cost of one cell is $100,000. Imagine what we could do with all that money that they're funneling to prisons. That's their priority. In the state of the state, it wasn't that the public transportation system needs to be funded, needs to have a long-term plan. Theirs was, let's continue to fund prisons, close schools, imprison people, lay off workers. That is their agenda. And we should actually, this is a testament to the fact that we fought this. And we need to fight more. Because to be honest with you, 23% fare hike is a tax on us. It doesn't matter that it's lower than that. It is a tax on us, the 99%. When in actuality, the richest 5 people in this state collectively own $24 billion. If they were even taxed 1%, they wouldn't even notice. A fraction of that, they would be able to cover all the debt for this year, next year, and beyond. That's the priority.
Money for public transportation, not for mass incarceration!
money for public transportation, not for mass incarceration.
Money for public transportation, not for mass incarceration!
Money for public transportation.
Not
For mass incarceration!
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Sophia. You know, 1% of people in this world own 40% of the wealth. 40% of the wealth, right? We have 100,000 millionaires in Massachusetts alone. Just to put some numbers along with what Sophia was saying, right? Think about that. And they say there's no money. Next, I'd like to bring up Nicole. Nicole in the red. All right. It's a good color to be wearing, I think. We do have a working microphone if you would like. Okay.
Hey, mic check.
Mic check.
I don't use mics.
I don't use mics.
Because my story
Because my story
is all our story.
is all our story.
I live off of Mystic Avenue. And elderly and disabled housing.
In elderly and disabled housing.
Off my street is more public housing.
More public housing.
The one bus that services us is a 95.
It's a 95.
We're just up to be cut. And that's bullshit. See, the fame of public transit take away my trains? I'll fucking walk.
Fucking what?
Until they give it back. Because it's not theirs to take. It's not theirs to take. It's public transit. For the goddamn public. It's not their decision to make.
It's not their decision to make.
It is ours.
It is ours.
And we will make it.
And we will make it.
It has been made.
It has been made.
No cuts.
No cuts.
No fair hikes.
No fair hikes.
Public transit.
Public transit.
99%.
99%.
Thank you.